Welcome back. I am just about finished here, and if you are my wife, Nancy, watching to see if I'm coming home, the answer is yes. I promised this morning to cook the Thanksgiving turkey tonight. We're having an early Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday night, and I offered to cook the turkey under a trash can. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you just have to go to YouTube, anywhere, go to the internet and Google trash can turkey. Now, I've only done it one time, and it was delicious. And that was a couple years ago, and I've been anxious ever since to do it one more time. So I need to unfortunately, tragically, tragedy, I am not going to finish my painting here today. Oh, which I mentioned earlier, I really so much like I do so much like finishing a painting on location. Okay, I'm liking this. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, barely. I'm almost off the camera, but if I raise it up, we get all that glare. Okay, so I've mixed up a very pale mixture of white, just with a tiny bit of phthalo blue. Sometimes I can't paint and talk at the same time. Maybe you notice that? Now, I really want to be careful. A little while ago, Toby in Finland called them, if you do them wrong, they're sky dots. I've never used that expression before. It's a great description. Sky holes gone wrong. Sky holes gone bad are sky dots. Thanks, Toby. I think you're going to become a permanent... Hello. I think you're going to become a permanent part of my vocabulary there. So we want to very much avoid sky dots. What is the difference? Hard to say. Very subtle. But typically what happens if your dots are too uniform in size and shape and too equidistant from one another, then they become sky dots instead of sky holes. Okay, I think you can see that. Too much of that right there would be way overkill. So I'm not going to do much of it. Just trying to... And these, as opposed to the earlier sky holes that I did, were in my fuzz layer, right? And they were all soft edge. These are much harder edge, which makes a much more convincing array of sky holes if some are hard and some are soft. They're not all... That's when you look at a tree. That is very much the sense that you get. That's one of the problems with many people's sky holes, is they're all of uniform hardness. So having some hard and some soft is a great trick for achieving the illusion of a tree. And again, I hope you can see what's happening here. A few minutes ago, before I put my first stroke of this color down, I thought that my sky was, pretty light, pretty close to the right color, pretty close to the right luminosity. But as soon as I put down my first stroke of this truly, I'll call it truly opaque pale blue, light blue, all of a sudden I went, oh, wow. I guess what I had on there earlier wasn't light enough. And that is absolutely the truth. It was not light enough. I love it when that happens because a number of things. For one thing, I'm doing that principle I mentioned a little while ago, where when you are in the opaque realm of painting, it's almost always a good idea to follow up. When you've put down one color, it's a good idea to come back and apply some strokes, some bits of slightly lighter than that color. And the word slightly is important. If it's a lot lighter, it won't have the effect. So what I'm doing here now is there already was a light blue in the sky, Now I'm coming back and doing even lighter blue, and it feels good. Now all of this, and again, this will be in my book, The Breakable Laws of Painting, which I'm working on when I can, hard, and I'm very excited about releasing to you guys. It'll be released a chapter at a time, and we're working out the mechanics right now, how to get it to you. Just keep watching me, and we'll begin announcing how to get the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. One of the universal laws or principles behind what I just said about it's almost always a good idea is this law that our eyes don't like seeing dark paint on top of light paint, but our eyes do like to see light paint on top of dark paint. And part of the reason I put it that way, saying our eyes, part of the reason is I'm trying to make the point that this is not a matter of opinion. This is not like, oh, well, I like seeing dark paint on top of light paint, and I'm contending nah, you don't. If it's only somebody positioning for an argument if they said that to me. Because I know how your eyes work. This is all human beings. We don't like seeing dark paint on top of light paint, but we very much do like seeing light paint on top of dark paint. Okay, I'm just about done with this sky stuff. Let's come up here and do a little bit. In that corner, our eyes like getting to see little bits of corners. That's not in the book. Little bits of corners. I don't know what that means, but whatever I'm doing right there, our eyes tend to like it. Okay. Unfortunately, I like the way the painting's going. I've got quite a bit of work yet to do on it. So once again, the only opaque stuff on the canvas is right here, and some of this recent blue stuff. A lot of it is translucent, but some of it's opaque. Thanks for watching me today. Rats, I really hate to put this off till next week, but we're doing the old Thanksgiving trip travel thing tomorrow, and I probably won't be painting tomorrow. So that means I won't get back to this till next week. I have my photograph, which is a good thing, but I won't have this. It'll take me a while to get in the same kind of energy. Anyway, this has been great fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching me paint today as much as I've enjoyed being watched by you. Well, let me see if there's any comments here. BJ, let's see what's going on here. So beautiful. Thanks, Heather. Those colors work so well together. Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Toby. Great to have you with me today. Hope you can join me again soon. Okay, thanks, Heather. Good. Zoom in, you bet. And all the same shade doesn't seem to work. BJ, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sure it's something clever, but I haven't figured it out. So ideally, you have random size, location, and anamorphous shapes. And Heather, yes, here's okay, to make your sky holes work. Different shape, different distance, and different hardness. Got that? Same color. The color has to be, the color of the sky holes has to be identical to the color of the sky. So like there's the sky hole has to be the same color as the sky. Over here, there's the sky around or beside the tree. The color of the sky holes has to be the same color as the sky behind the tree. Got it? But how do you make it look? Well, it's hard, but there's a whole bunch of things. But one of the principles is different size, different distance, and different hardness from each other. Okay, more questions. BJ, you'd buy one. Thanks, man. Thank you, Aisha, Toby, BJ, Heather, and others who've been watching today. It's great to have you. Let me give you one final look at the painting here. And unfortunately, we'll have to see the finish of it next week. I hope that's been fun, and I hope you can join me then. Thanks so much for watching.